Brand of funky.
What is up, my funky friends, and welcome to a funky top 10 list. Vermont, it's a beautiful and simplistic state. Although it might seem like a nice place to live, there is a reason that it has the second smallest population out of all 50 states. These are the top 10 most dangerous animals that live in the state of Vermont. Number 10. The elusive muscular feline. We usually associate cats with being a good house pet, however not these felines. Muscular felines are responsible for around 10 deaths a year and are exclusively found in Vermont. Luckily, if they try and leave the state, they will instantly disintegrate. The best way to avoid confrontation with one of these bad boys is to put on a bandana so they think that you're cool. Number 9. Gru. If you've ever seen the movie Despicable Me, you'd know Gru is an evil villain with a soft spot in his heart. But did you know that the character was actually based on an evil being that lives on the peak of Mount Mansfield? He wreaks havoc on any climbers of the mountain. Once he has seen you climbing his mountain, there is no way to escape him. He is responsible for over half of hiking and climbing related deaths in the state of Vermont. Number 8. The flat polar bear. We're not sure what caused this genetic mutation in polar bears. To be frank, I'm not sure why they even live in Vermont. But nevertheless, they are very dangerous. They can easily slide through home windows if they smell food. They will not attack you without a reason to. Often they will attack homeowners because they try and stop them from eating their food supply. As long as you don't anger them, they are completely harmless. If you choose to anger one, you will be dead within 7.3 seconds. Number 7. Sticky boys. Quite possibly the most aggressive creature in Vermont. Sticky boys will attack anything that looks at them. They will use any means necessary to make sure that their victim has the most agonizing death imaginable. The only reason these terrors are so low on the list is because they only come out on August 18th every year. Number 6. The pebble lion. If you didn't know any better, you would just think that this was a gray lion. However, they are much more dangerous than that. You see, these lions can transform into a pebble. This makes it so it is harder to avoid them, and so they have an element of surprise on their victims. That alone makes them one of the most sneaky and dangerous animals in Vermont. Number 5. The squirrel army. Regular squirrels may be adorable, but this giant group of squirrels are the opposite. They are expertly trained in military combat and use it to kill people who are carrying any sort of nut on them. If you can somehow tough through the ambush of little bullets being fired at you, you will still probably be tackled and eaten alive. These squirrels are brutal, and they don't know any rules. This is why most people try to stay away from nuts in Vermont. Number 4. Human dolphins. If you ever decide to swim in Vermont, which is only 4% water, you better watch out for human dolphins. They will try to grab you and bring you to the bottom of the body of water that you're in. Luckily and unluckily, human dolphins will explode with the power of a C4. This can be troubling for people who enjoy fishing or rock skipping. Number 3. The lorax. This scary being's soul is completely garbage. If you cut down a tree, he will show you no mercy. He will electrocute, burn, choke, stab, shoot, and then drown you in the torture. He is merciless when you disturb a tree. No wonder so many trees are still up in Vermont. Number 2. Giant mouse traps. We're not quite sure who puts down these traps. Maybe it was the lorax, or maybe it was Gru. But we do know that these traps do not kill mice. They kill humans. These somewhat obvious traps are responsible for around 1,500 deaths per year. We are pretty sure that these traps were placed by Gru because it could not have been the lorax. They are made of wood, which comes from trees. Number 1. Conductor Todd. Scientists are pretty sure that Conductor Todd is not human, but instead a curse that was sent to Earth by Hades himself. Conductor Todd has the ability to control minds and make them dance with him until they die of exhaustion. Whatever we did to anger Hades better have been worth him sending this splorge to Vermont. He is responsible for almost every death in the state. The good news is that scientists predict that Conductor Todd will leave Vermont in the future. The bad news is, he will most likely head to New York City next. Here is a clip of him dancing with a few kids that he has captured. Be warned though, it's kind of sad to watch these kids be controlled into their deaths at such a young age.
I said a boom, chicka boom.
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 I said a boom, chicka rocket, chicka boom.
I said a boom, chicka rocket, chicka boom.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
One more time.
One more time.
Janitor style. I said a broom, push a broom.
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 I said a broom, push a mopper, push a mopper, push a
I
broom.
said a broom, push a mopper, push a mopper, push a broom.
That was my list for the top 10 most dangerous animals in Vermont. Did you agree with my list? Is there an animal that I forgot? I don't really care. Don't bother to let me know in the comments.